Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michelle Wozniak. I am the nurse manager of E6, a medical stroke unit here at the hospital. I'm also a student at Grand Canyon University where I am working on my master's. On my unit, we are a 20-bed medical stroke unit. We have 36 staff members plus myself. Over the past 6 months, patient census has decreased from an average of 18 patient days to an average of 13 patients per day. We're flexing a minimum of 2 staff every day. Every one of my staff members has lost at least one 12-hour shift per pay, that's every 2 weeks, for the last 6 months. 21 of my staff members have less than 12 hours of paid time off left in their bank. That's forcing them to take time off every pay that is not paid. Staff morale and engagement are at an all-time low. Although staffing levels remain the same with 6 patients to 1 RN, the ancillary staff is not available to assist with the patient care. This leaves everything under the responsibility of the RN, and they are not able to care for their patients as they wish that they could be. My floor is not alone in this problem. The census throughout the hospital has decreased from an average of 98% daily to an average of only 70% per day. Flex staff reports show that on an average, every inpatient unit is flexing 200 hours per 2 weeks pay period. Inpatient revenue for the last quarter was down by $1 million below what was budgeted. Nursing satisfaction and engagement scores have dropped significantly in the past 6 months throughout the hospital, with many of the staff members seeking to leave the hospital entirely. There are many reasons for the decrease in census: the mild flu season, the increased focus on shortening our length of stay, preventing hospital readmissions, and the shifting of healthcare in general to a focus on prevention rather than acute treatment. All of these reasons point to that the patient numbers will not be returning and census will remain low as it has been for the last 6 months. To counteract the decreased numbers, I propose a closure of 20 patient beds and a staffing reduction. The current med-surg unit on Good Sam 5 has low quality numbers. Their HCAHPS have been below state and national average for the past year in every category. Their quality dashboards have been in the red for the entire fiscal year of 2015. Productivity has consistently run over by 2.5 FTEs for the past 6 months. On the other hand, the floor where I work on E6, our dashboard has been in the green in all categories, except for those in the HCAHPS that are related to cleanliness and satisfaction with the overall organization. This is despite its location as the only inpatient unit still open in the E building, as well as being the oldest unit in the hospital that has not been renovated since it was opened in the 1960s. I propose a merger of the med-surg units of Good Sam 5 and Good Sam 6. The staff from Good Sam 5 that is in good standing can take positions available on Good Sam 6 or the other open positions throughout the hospital that have not been currently filled due to the hiring freeze because of the low census. A workforce reduction of 12 staff members should occur. Once Good Sam 5 has closed, the medical stroke floor, including all staff members and current patient population type from E6, should move over to Good Sam 5. Capping the new Good Sam 5 at 20 beds will eliminate 20 beds from the hospital census, increasing the average census on all of the medical inpatient units. This plan will increase nursing satisfaction as well as help to balance the budget. Planning meetings for the move should include a representative from all involved stakeholders, including human resources, finance, pharmacy, materials management, information services, nursing administration, the nurse managers and directors from Good Samaritan 5, 6, and from E6, dietary, security, facilities, quality, patient placement, the director of nursing practice, and the chief of nursing. In the planning meetings, we will establish a timeline for the closures. Frequent, honest communication with the staff is essential to maintain their cooperation. The first round of communication will come from the chief nursing officer at the clinical coordinator meeting, as well as through nurse managers to their staff. This communication should explain the current state and that leaders are working on a solution which will eventually lead to a closure of one unit and redistribution of the staff. After the first planning meeting, where a rough draft of the timeline has been made, the next communication needs to be with the staff members of the Good Samaritan 5 and Good Samaritan 6 floors. Immediately afterwards, communication should be sent through all the rest of the nursing staff and then also to the hospital in general. As each of the goals in the timeline are met, another communication from the chief nursing officer must go out to the staff involved with the next goal. Updates on the status of the timeline should be shared through the weekly huddles in the hospital, as well as at staff meetings by their nurse managers and in other departments that are involved either directly or indirectly. Communication with the neurologist and physicians to ensure that they are aware that the medical stroke unit has moved to a different building and a different location is critical to maintaining that specific patient population. On Good Samaritan 6, a new productivity standard will need to be developed by finance. The new staff will require orientation to the floor as well as to the expectations that their new nurse manager holds. The E6 staff will require orientation to their new unit on Good Sam 5. The effectiveness of this plan will be evaluated at 1 month and then monthly for the first 6 months. Employee satisfaction pulse surveys will be given every 2 months. Flex time reports will be run monthly. Financial reports for inpatients will be compared on a monthly basis. The overall hospital census will also be tracked during the first 6 months after the consolidation and moves. Depending on the results from all of this planning, the